can't override that machine until I find the right cauldron. Okay, one more Vista Point image. A lot of towers in this one. It looks like it was taken from somewhere really high up. It must be the tower Jomar mentioned. And it's full of sun wings. That can't be good. There, on the beach. A Quinn scout. I need to get closer. See if he's carrying a relic like Jomar mentioned. No relic. Can't be Jomar's brother. I should take a look around. See if I can find anyone else. Fire's wasted on that machine. More dead scouts. I should check if one of them is Jomar's brother. But I'll need to get rid of those machines first. That's all of them. I should check the scouts. There's no relic. Not sure if either of them are Oris. But maybe one of them dropped it as they fought off the machines? My focus might show me more. Huh. Nothing. Maybe my focus can pick up their tracks instead? There. Maybe Oris escaped the machines. Better see where it leads. Machine. It looks like it gave chase, but Oris fought it off. It looks like he ran inside the tower. Probably to escape those sunwings up there. Tracks end here. I must have climbed up this tower. To find a way up this tower. Dead end. Maybe if I go outside, I can find another way up. Nothing to see here. Oh, another close one. This must be Oris. But there's only one way to be sure. I better check for the relic. The relic. And my focus picked up data on it. It's not a beacon, it's a tourist map of San Francisco. If the Quen could read this, they wouldn't need to send scouts out blind. I should tell Alva.
Aloy! I'm here.
Alva, I found some data I think Bohai might be interested in seeing. I'm sending it to you now.
I'll pass it along.
Thanks. I better take this relic back with me. Give it back to Jomar. Along with the bad news. saw me.
Finally up and about.
Of course.
Hope you got fighting me today.
Ancestor, you... Did you?
I'm sorry.
How did he die?
The tower was a sunwing nest. He went in there looking for cover, but he was holding on to that when I found him.
Horace.
I read the data on it. It had a map that can help your people get the lay of the land without risking more scouts. All of us sharing it with Bohai right now. It's a good thing your brother protected it.
I'd trade all the data in the legacy to have my little brother back. But I'm glad that something meaningful came from his death. As promised, you now have access to my weapon stock. If you bring me the right resources, I can make you anything you see there. Actually, why don't you give this a try? One of our best. And if it's of use, you know where to find more.
Thank you. I'm really sorry for your loss.
I know you are. And I'm grateful.
What do you think? Of course.
if you change your mind. I'd be glad to forge any weapons you need, Ansem.
Aloy, we've been briefed on our mission and are ready whenever you wish.
Were you able to finish the new arm, Gaia?
Indeed.
How are your studies going?
I wanted to learn.
And?
I looked up this pharaoh Gaia said you went look and learned about the plague of. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by. There is no glory or honor in such a fate.
That about sums it up. Have you spoken with...
The Quen is peculiar. Her mind is sharp, but it's hard to imagine her.
Trust me.
I will take.
You wanted to...
Indeed.
Okay.
Not how. Where? Right where the river bends.
Sure, if you...
You'll see when we get there.
Then I'll let you know when I get close.
You have my.
I have...
Then do.
Like I said.
May the 10 guide.
Well, now I know where metal flowers come from. Last time it stopped the Pharaoh plague. Demeter must have started distributing them after it took refuge in the greenhouse.
The old ones used holograms for everything. From the look on your
I got Omega clearance.
as soon as you give the word.
I see all of us settled in nicely.
Our new Quen friend, the moment she laid eyes on the archives,
Yeah, that's all of us. Once Gaia is back up and running,
the seeds have been planted. What? I thought that was pretty good.
I'm glad you and Zoe found each other.
Don't forget,
Now that I have Omega, we can grab Hephaestus and
can't wait to see their faces as...
better them than us. I should...
Of course.
There she is.
Maniacs.
I remember that, Nick.
At least I got...
Good thing I got.
You look...
Ha! I've just been making sure that we want to be the usual.
You'll do fine. Have you spoken...
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new folk. I gotta say, I'm a little but I can see.
I found out more. They definitely have a base.
First Forge.
You found one of them?
He was posing as a Delver, but I caught up with him. He tried, but there was still data on it. One of them was called First.
Nice job.
You know me. Ain't
Send me this coordinate.
Now hold up. Sarah's the last of a line of killers that murdered Ursa. And I need to be there when...
Of course.
All right then.
I should get going.
As soon as...
I'll give you the...
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
I could barely keep up. Varro gave her, though when he told she turned so pale. We showed her to the archive room. She hasn't left the place.
Sounds like I'll... Read anything interesting?
I found out the old ones use leaf infusions. Apparently it helps that and cleanse their aura. Me, I think I'll
How are things with that?
Slightly quieter. Apparently the old ones called it metal versus meat. A must-see battle between... You'd think we have enough of that going around.
How to go with...
They were shocked. I thought faint, but even if to be...
I'm glad. They're lucky. I need to...
Right. That means we'll be...
Aloy!
Right to work, I see.
There's just so... I mean, we knew of artificial... Oh, she's amazing! And you, genetically speaking, and there's more ancestors. Of course, they're trying to kill us. And Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and...
Okay. How about we take it one...
You're right.
I see you've been used...
It's been fascinating. What would have taken me years to sort, like the database you helped me with this? This could revolutionize, that is, whatever part.
You wanted data.
A diviner has never had this sort of, and knowing you, I suspect there is, but I was sent here to help you. Maybe it'll help the Quen.
I imagine.
It's funny, not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, but even so.
Yeah. I hope everyone...
Oh, and it's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share.
Sounds restricted.
You are not wrong.
You mentioned Eric Visser?
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen as the Protector, combing through data related to weapons and knowledge our rulers use to conquer. That's why he's one of our most revered but Based on it appears he's even more ruthless than we ever imagined. Yet another distorted.
Well,
If only the
Beta mentioned other Zeniths.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about whatever legacy they left behind.
You said you owed me an
Right. He was an Imperial. As such, he sponsored many to Vibe. He took a special interest whom we considered.
Ted Faro, revered ancestor.
I know better now. Anyway, the diviners discovered that, in fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew might solve our... If only we could Perhaps we could roll... The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources, dozens of ships, scouting missions, and the Emperor's nephew, one who wields the legacy, the living embodiment of Ted Faro. It may seem strange now. We really believed he would... We had no idea just how perilous the journey...
You said the expedition... What happened?
We lost and scores of soldiers, and that was before once we landed, we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, but nothing improved the CO's mood. He became more and more convinced that the title of CO was You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put it.
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things, but what the CO became would stand for. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness.
So, Bohai.
He won't execute people on a whim, but he's hardly a paragon. I can't tell you how many times he took credit. The best thing I can say about him to always...
Yep, The ancestors.
Yes and no. Those whose legacy... warfare, leadership, and...
The CO called Elizabeth's...
Right. Worked extensively under one of the ancestors. That's how we thought of Sobek. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has misinformed our view of the past.
Back at the greenhouse.
Diviners are... And many Imperials sponsor the Empire can put... But the Board of Overseers claim detrimental to the stability. Like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why diviners are only overseers. It ensures that any heretical data...
What happens to diviners who break...
I never had the courage to ask.
You mentioned...
Her name is Alika. When I passed the divination, it brought honor to her. Only Alika begged me.
Why?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to... Not even your family. Unless you can get special...
It sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep. Well, fearful that last time I was allowed to see. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the... But if our crops don't recover...
I promise I'll do... I need to get...
All I need. The plan, guy. It will help set...
I hope so.
Then I will...
Plugging in that power cell downstairs must have turned on these holograms. Keep this down here.
Sure that's what the data says.
I'm telling you, drink, but it's soft.
Welcome back.
Everyone's reconnected now.
An excellent choice. Aloy, I know your experience in Thebes was unsettling, but we have a new problem.
Did something go wrong with Beta and the rig? Will we be able to transport you to Gemini?
The rig is complete. The problem is Hephaestus itself. It has accelerated its proliferation throughout the Cauldron network, increasing its power.
But with your sub-functions restored, we can still succeed, right?
Correct. But the net effect is that absorbing Hephaestus will take longer than previously calculated.
How long?
Even with Omega clearance, my current estimate is that the merge will take 35 hours.
And each hour increases the risk of detection by the Zeniths. Two cores. Two overrides. What if the merge were carried out by two clones of Elizabeth Sobek, both armed with Omega clearance? How long then? Half the time?
Hephaestus would be unprepared for the simultaneous labor of two operators, in addition to obvious synergetic efficiencies. Calculating. It would reduce the merge time to approximately 4.5 hours.
Okay. Varl, it looks like we're gonna need Beta at Gemini. Do you think you can convince her?
I don't know, but I'll try.
What about our diversion? Are the pulse generators ready?
Only a final test remains. I am confident that if fired in proximity to other cauldrons, the pulses will mask our activities at Gemini from the Zeniths.
Good. As long as Aaron can operate one without shooting himself in the face.
Aloy, you better get down here. Beta's in bad shape.
Okay.
Aloy,
I know.
as you wish.
How's all of us?
As soon as she arrived, a particular file, information about a machine assist, I informed her that I may be able...
I'm sure she'll... So our plan to...
As you wish. We now...
Which is...
Correct. When we get to the second core is...
And then you'll be...
Not quite.
How long?
Because the...
And during the others will create a...
Correct. The energy
And then we'll... So, what do you think Ted would have done if his...
It seems he convinced himself, given the tribal nature and his ability to use Omega Clear. I imagine he would have convinced to worship him as their patriarchal deity.
Okay. Aside from, there was one other underground facility that was sealed before Elysium. The place, do you know what happened to it?
Elysium was designed. My data indicates the facility.
Did the Pharaoh Plague find them?
Unknown.
I'll be off.
Farewell.
Aloy. I tried, but it's...
We don't have a choice.
Good luck.
Beta, you have to come with us. It's the only way. It's one mission. Tell me why you won't go. What if they take me back, alone, in a cell again? Varl and I will be at Gemini too. I'll protect you. As soon as we get Hephaestus, the Zeniths aren't going to find us. You don't have to be afraid. No! You can't protect me. No! I told you from the beginning, we'll never beat them. Beta. Leave me alone! You're right. I don't understand. We have the same genes, the same mind, the same heart. So why can't you find the strength to do what has to be done? Like Elizabeth would. Don't you think I've thought about? I don't know what piece of Elizabeth I'm missing. I don't know what you have that I look through all the data from your focus. You were raised as an outcast, shunned, and isolated just like me, so what's the difference? What's my defect? Beta. You don't have a defect. Beta. It's not a piece of Elizabeth. The difference is, Frost. He raised you, trained you, but the day he died, the day he gave you that charm, he was going to abandon you. He wanted me to embrace the tribe. But then he gave his... He loved me. And what did it feel like? It was like... It's still there. Even now I hear him in my head when things get bad. It looks impossible. Look deeper. And then fight like you can win. You don't have to go on the mission. We'll find another way. I'll go. You said you'd try to protect me. But you have to promise me one. Yes, of course. If it goes bad, I don't want to be their slave again, okay? Promise? I promise. I could use as much time as you can give me to make it as efficient as possible. I'll be ready when you are.
Aloy, whenever you are ready, come speak to me and I'll ask the others to make final preparations for the mission.
Hey, I am. So how goes? Guy and I have added a function that will visualize the data stream from Hephaestus. It should make expunging... That's great. Whatever we can do to cut... Good work. I'll continue to search, but whenever you're ready. Alva's joined us. She told me she's not allowed to access a lot of the data her people... Similar to the restrictions. I told her that if we succeed, then once we return, even though Gaia will fix the biosphere, it'll take... So... How so? Bioengineering of more resilient plants, novel crop production method, something that might help. I'm sure she'll appreciate. So when you talk to the... No, they'll come down here to visit. Like Erend. He's funny. But, I wish I could show him the media portal and the data. I think he would like the sports hollows. There was one where criticize each other before wrestling to see who was stronger. It was bizarre. Yeah, you're right. I gotta go. All right. Oh, looks like I can open that door now. What was this room for, Gaia?
This was intended as a diagnostic center to monitor machine activity in the repair bay below. It appears most of the...
The vault.
I've got to be more careful. Jensen almost caught onto my plan while we were going over the diagnostic center specs.
I found a locked door behind the vent in the basement. Wonder if that's it. Looks like a power cell could fit here. Okay, the console has power now. From the looks of this data, just has been trying to hack into the repair bay. Okay, doesn't look like it's been able to.
Is it me, or did the old ones just look fun?
Funny how?
Not at all. The ones Gaia and Beta built is
Not anymore.
to understand when. Oh,
Have you spoke?
a little. I did hear her singing with Varl. Seemed so. And she looked happier. I felt
You should ask So to teach.
maybe.
If you...
You have. Gaia's explained your plan in detail. I've even received some very, you know,
What kind of it?
he,
For now. Any more data?
all of it. I'm particularly we knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of, but Sirius is way farther, and we thought journeying across the ocean would be the sheer calculations needed for space travel.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it... Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night. Must be strange to think... And here on Earth.
Yeah, it is. Maybe Nikita around? The legacy tells us she brought unlimited energy to the... Or Sung Jiao. It is said she found new ways to extend... But my curiosity... Our view of this... Perhaps it is...
You mentioned that...
Yes, I found references. It's called Leviathan, a sprawling network of river gates. The legacy revealed that the old... But the data from... It's in San...
Another pharaoh?
No. So, the legacy... If we can acquire that data, every year my sister with Leviathan...
Okay.
That's the thing. But one of our divine... Would you come with me? You're much better at fighting machines.
Of course.
Thank you,
I should go. Make sure you...
Mayor Pat.
And, like I said, I'll...
I appreciate it.
Aloy.
Had a bit of an... Really?
I once knew a warrior who discovered he had a brother late in life. It was deeply
Did he ever...
in time. But not before the two siblings nearly killed each other in a single combat challenge.
Ah. Well, at least I avoided that. Think you're ready to put all your...
I am to knock.
You nervous?
If I live, it will be in What matters most is that
I'll do my best.
I await.
Hey.
I've already got the location of my...
Good.
I heard you and Beta had a...
News travels.
It wasn't exactly
There were just things that...
a healthy crop to those who clear the...
You look like you've...
We're going to war soon, and war is something I promised myself I'd left, but... Every voice I hear, it makes me realize just how much life was given. Fighting for that gift, if we fail...
Helps to know you're not...
For a moment there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
As soon as...
You'll hear about it.
Aloy, it sounded like...
We just...
Does this mean she...
It does.
That's what all this was...
Hephaestus...
Hephaestus is just a I can always call...
Funny. I hope firing off the...
It'll work.
Always optimistic.
Nah, just stubborn.
Yeah. You were right. I guess part of me thought he was whole, but the truth is he gave me a...
He was a good man.
How does everything...
Anxious. I heard Katalo ask for Alva's, and I know he's been helping her with a few...
I hope they aren't...
Like I said.
Any last findings you...
Not really.
Oh?
When we put Gaia together, I want to return to the Nora.
You think they'll listen to you?
In time, I believe so.
If anyone... What will you and Zoe do?
I hope she'll come with me, and I'll go with her to Plainsong too. She'll probably want to talk to her people about all this. We'll figure it out.
I know you will. I'm glad you're...
Sure there's no...
No more running. Hey,
Are you sure we shouldn't... Whatever went on between you... Not that I'm Forge knows all the screws flew loose every time Mercer and
I think we'll be fine.
I'm glad to hear.
After we...
It wasn't that bad. Besides, you know, the soldiers, the ones, they were fighting a battle that couldn't be won. I think most of them realized that, whether they still did it, though. They bought time for all the eggheads working this hour. As long as I can do that for you...
Thank you, Erend.
Okay, enough.
Anybody take you...
Zoe can't stand this. I tried Alva, but I don't think she knows what to take. And I'm not putting Varl anywhere near that stuff ever.
What about Catalo?
Now there's a man that can hold his lick. Pretty sure we downed half a keg.
I should go.
That same...
Hello again, Aloy. Hello.
So,
Yes. Despite the unpleasant I am pleased to see you have both found...
Well, 2 heads are better than 1.
Yes. Are you ready to do... Or we can...
So, she's been through so much.
You have both in different in almost every... I like to think of you as...
3, then. When I set out, I never thought we'd be...
They have all come along. Varl has suggested that once the biosphere...
Yeah, that's not so... So what will happen?
All systems, as Minerva will no longer be... The facility will be exposed to though without my presence.
Let's hope so. Gaia?
It was listening...
Your friend?
Yes, though I...
She was okay with... Thanks, Gaia. Connections in place. Booting up.
Beta, Aloy. I am fully installed on this core and ready to connect to the Cauldron network.
It's good to hear your voice. Errand, everyone. Fire your pulses and sound off.
I'm at my cauldron. This thingy, it's blinking. Did I do it right? In position at my cauldron. My pulse generator is blinking also.
That means they're working. I'm in position, and mine is too.
Mine as well.
Okay. Radio silence until I give the all clear. Signing off. Gaia, let's cage the beast.
Connecting to the Cauldron network now.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance. Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance.
Clearance confirmed. Initiating containment sequence.
Critical threat detected. Imperative escape containment. Applying countermeasures.
Lock it down!
Terminating external connections.
It's working. It's got nowhere to go.
Capture imminent. Initiating contingency 13F.
Wait, what's that?
Malware detected. Attempting to compensate.
Containment.
It's cracked.
Look!
Facility activated. Engaging autonomous defenses. Directive neutral. neutralized.
That means machines are on their way. Get ready!
Here they come!
Varl, stay here. Protect Beta.
Got it.
Be careful.
Take them out! Something's wrong, Aloy! Stay back! Get back!
Oh, that helps. That's all of them for now. I gotta check on Beta and Varl. You two okay?
Still breathing.
Aloy, Hephaestus can't escape, but it must have fled. Deeper into the facility. I'll drive it back here. I'll get the cracked core fixed in the meantime. I'll get the cracked core fixed in the meantime. Keep her safe, Varl.
All my life.
I gotta chase after Hephaestus. Force it out of wherever it's hiding. Make it retreat to the core.
Aloy, I'm patched into your focus feed. You should know there is a huge power draw coming from the next chamber.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm almost there. Some kind of production chamber. Hephaestus is up to something, all right?
What kind of machine is it trying to build?
I don't know, but I'm gonna shut it down. I bet those metal carriers were looking into where it's getting materials from.
that's where Hephaestus is hiding too.
Hephaestus is hiding. Looks like there are a couple of ways I could go.
Aloy, I've managed to rewire most of the components in the core, but the energy processor's cracked. Without a way to fabricate another, there's no way I can fix it.
Okay, let me think. What if you bypass the processor? Connect it to
the power node. I think that could work.
I think it could. Should be able to catch a ride on one of those metal carriers. Just a little longer. Okay. How to drive Hephaestus out of here.
There should be a node you can override, near the central platform.
Thanks. Maybe I should deal with these machines first. Machines are making a beam with another chamber. I better follow them. The machine's on the way.
Beta! Hephaestus has locked me out of the node. Any ideas? I'll see what I can do.
Increase power output by 70%.
core's network hub. I managed to disrupt Festus' control of the node. You should be able to override it now.
Nice. Thanks.
It sounds like it fled to another chamber.
Well, it better not get comfortable.
Energy containment
Great. Festus covered the floor with lightning. I gotta find a way over it.
Aloy! More machines keep coming! Please tell me you're getting close!
Yeah, I'm working on it. I've been smashing through a lot of machines on my side, too.
I guess Aaron's missing out!
Anyway, I'm making progress on the bypass, but I need something to hold the cycling module together.
Maybe a ligament from one of the machine carcasses?
Right? Or some luminous braiding.
And you could reinforce it with a conversion cylinder.
For increased connectivity. I think we can do this, Aloy.
Those machines are in a hurry. Got it.
There, let the acid do its job.
Oh, here we go again.
This is all good. I'll try to get your access back. Node access restored. Now you can override it.
Work? Okay. Festus is running out of places to hide.
Aloy? I just registered a huge energy surge back in the production chamber. Something big is happening.
Here too. Everything's glowing.
The machine that Festus was building. It must have finished it.
It's powerful, whatever it is. I'm almost done with the core repairs. Should we come to you? Maybe I could distract the machine if...
No. Just stay where you are, okay? Handle the machines on my job.
Okay. Be safe.
Will be deploying
I should scan it first. Things on its legs are glowing. I think it's charging up. It's done.
You did it! There should be one more node to override.
Good. Stand by. I'm sending Hephaestus back to you. No more hiding, Hephaestus!
retreating to facility core.
Got it! Hephaestus is back in the core!
Make sure it stays there. I'm heading back.
And then we can start the merge.
Because of you, Beta. I'm glad you came along. And you, Varl. We couldn't have done any of this without you.
Right back at you, Aloy.
Aloy,
The core is stable. Hephaestus is 100% contained. And we better get started with the merge. It's all set up. Gaia, establish the link, please.
Done.
To complete the merge, we need to excise Hephaestus' malicious code. Carefully.
Well, hello, redundant copy. You cost us quite a lot of time. Eric, get Beta. And squash that bug while you're at it.
Ooh! Get behind me.
Come on! Quit screwing around.
Now we're having fun, right?
Finally. Tilda, get Gaia and Hephaestus ready for transport. Tilda!
I failed.
Hush. All is not lost.
Tilda! What the hell are you doing? Stop her!
I can't even see her!
Beta. Farrell. Where am I?
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you. I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe. The others can't detect us here.
You mean the other Zeniths? You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
Where is she?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent danger. We must discuss how to get her back, of course, after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me. In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay. Was all this for some kind of survival bunker? What is this?
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain. Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Celine's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn. My favorite pairing on the left is Woman Reading a Letter by Vermeer, a true master. And on the right is a forgery, Woman Reading Music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later. This is Rembrandt painting Jeremiah, a man in mourning.
Mourning what?
His home. The ancient city of Jerusalem. He foresaw its impending doom, but could do nothing to prevent it. So instead, he saved its treasures from destruction, just as I saved these works. You could say we're kindred spirits. A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced. It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen?
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world. The Gust, by Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it.
A lot of weight on his shoulders. I know the feeling.
Stunning, isn't it? Paintings weren't the only masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Van Vianen's Lidded Ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning. Van Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial.
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow. Done so soon?
I've got more important things to worry about.
We both do. There is much we are trying to save. Not the least of which is in that vault. There's nothing wrong with savoring such treasures for a moment more.
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for My little trick. It was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
My old focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen
incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life. A 1,000 years at my back, and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down. There. That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals. This process will kill every living thing on the planet. He calls it a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Yeah. Regala and her rebels.
Even now, she's preparing a final march on the Tenakth capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. one that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
You said Beta is not in urgent danger.
Putting her to work, a difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know. They will compel her if need be. But her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine. They always viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of... That's why I created the data channel.
So this channel,
Gerard believes he's the most... Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would... The channel allowed me to interact with Beta. It offered us a chance to be...
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes. Though it pained me.
She felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she... I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being...
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place. Cultural artifacts of ink, truly some of the greatest achievements of...
And you wanted Beta to see...
Yes. I thought if she could experience it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable, data being drummed in... I'm sorry I had to cut off contact. She needed its shelter even more.
My old focus.
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. After your dramatic, Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. When the others were busy, that's when I found this little trick. Not easy to repair, but sold. You were like a splash of color on a worn canvas.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your... It's worth noting that if I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron.
So I should be grateful.
If you like.
Beta told me your colony was just that you came back to Earth.
It's true. After we reached our destination, we spent decades building a new home. The physical constraints of Earth, think of what we could have done. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in cities. It took a cataclysm to out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive... We knew of instabilities in the planet, underestimated them. By the time the collapse, only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, left to us.
Which you decided to for anyone else.
Not me. He believes it's better to wipe the canvas clean than work around the more primitive tribes. Only a black pleases. But we will stop him.
What exactly is your...
We will make use of a lesson I learned from in this case, a place where Gerard's new construction, a passage that only I can access. When silent, we will enter through this back door, fighting. The distraction will provide...
Once we're inside the...
Here, in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all, including Hephaestus.
What about the alpha build of Apollo?
A simple matter of recovery, once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have every...
How do you know about...
He isn't the only one adept at spying.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But his subordinates? He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded this...
The ones working with Regala.
By tapping their focuses, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology and the secret pact with Regala to attack.
But how did he come up with a weapon that could...
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out. But however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work. With it and the Tenakth army. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
Regala's only interested in killing. What does she have to gain by attacking?
It's the price she must... Without the ability to override her little rebellion, would have...
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle. And all without ever knowing who the Sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, that blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tenakth are cut down outside. So you knew.
Liz was everything she was. Your ingenuity, your determination, you've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them your own.
I'm not asking about me.
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, it was like that from the moment we met.
So when you met Elizabeth, she was...
Not aloof. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning, because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AI. Liz gave the... She had already achieved great renown for her work, but in her address, she was an AI-driven system that would actually take responsibility.
To care about life.
Revolutionary stuff. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority. I could tell she felt uncomfortable. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so...
So how did you find...
I picked the right moment. Right as she came back to the conference. Her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced her colleagues. I asked if I then put forth a question. I was intelligent. Her answer made me but she was very welcoming, previously acquainted. It was only halfway through exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secret anonymity. So that was Liz. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling. So you know...
What would you like to know?
Well...
When I was 8, thousands drowned, my parents included. My guardian. Among my peers, I was the strength, all because of circumstances beyond my control.
Oh.
Aren't we? You were an outcast. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used first from the technical analysis of profitable but as it turned out, from there it was only a short step to gathering.
You were a spy?
More like a service. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my... But despite that anonymity...
What happened?
They painted one where we need not fear, where we explored the furthest It was only later that they only intended to bequeath this future. By the time I finally... Pharaoh's machines were devouring the Earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's... I wanted Liz to come.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters and...
I knew some of them were. So it wasn't until we were off-planet that I understood the true scope of the... I was grateful to simply be alive, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless... They built a colony where machine or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual... It wasn't life. It was stultified. As the decades passed, I was alone yet again. But this time with eons to consider. Now finally having met you.
To do what?
Help you. To fulfill Liz's dream, which a better future for humanity.
First Pharaoh. Now Hikaru and the Tenakth. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tenakth survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it. What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me?
You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra projection for long. You should have killed me.
No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge.
Then I think it can be done.
I'll contact again when it's time. Can you hold on?
As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Silent's army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister. We'll be Silent's only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later. But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regala's rebellion. From the air.
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tenakt. The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regala's army and they'll receive quite a surprise. So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring Silence to the table.
Not if. When. Erend, are you there?
Aloy! Aloy, is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
We're all... we're back at base. What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
Just to let you know, I'm now patched into your focus network.
Right. I take it the other Zeniths can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering. I've sent you data on the Horus energy cells you can use against Regala's forces. Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood. Find this in my stash later. A sunwing. Good. Might be roosting on the peaks above the base.
Safe travels, champion.